So, Danielle, our weather is about to turn on a dime. If you wanted to do something outside tomorrow, when's the best time to do it?
In the morning and early afternoon, because basically after 1 p.m. in Calgary is when we're going to notice quite a shift in the weather. I can smell that people are barbecuing out there right now, and that's a very good idea. Take advantage of this nice weather that we have, this nice outdoor weather, because the winds are really going to pick up tomorrow. We're going to start off with a burst of snow as a cold front swipes through, and then much colder temperatures on the way for the rest of this week. So 4 degrees is the temperature right now. Today we actually did get up to 9 degrees. That was earlier today, though, in the morning hours. Okay, you can see a lot of 4s out there when you're looking at just those base temperatures. Big 4 Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store and more in Tazal Park, is also at 4 degrees. So here's a look at how tomorrow should play out. 4 degrees in the morning, so a mild start. It will start to get gusty, up to 50 kilometers per hour. And then later in the afternoon, those gusts could increase up to 70 kilometers per hour. They'll start to switch direction as well. Temperatures will start to drop after 1 p.m. So we should get to a high of 7. That will be about noon, and then we'll start to drop off likely quickly after that. I'll talk more about this coming up, Ian.
Danielle, I saw somebody outside today out for a run wearing shorts, which is a pretty amazing thing to do on January 15th.
Yeah, mid-January here, and we got to a high of 9 degrees today. Yesterday's high was 10. Yesterday we were the hottest spot in the entire country. So we certainly have had a lot of warmth. Well, out east, for example, they're dealing with extreme cold in many communities. We're going to get much colder than this. Here's a Skywatch weather cam, and yes, we have some cloudy periods out there throughout the day today. Winds gusting here and there, but for the most part, it's been relatively calm today. They'll pick up tomorrow, and temperatures will still be warm for much of tomorrow, but then they will drop off later in the afternoon hours. So we'll talk about this whole timeline here. 2 degrees is the current temperature in Calgary. Again, we did get up to 9 degrees today, but that was in the morning hours. And at that freezing mark for Drumheller, Brooks, and through Milk River, 2 for Lethbridge, -1 in Medicine Hat, and +1 in Banff. Okay, a lot going on with regards to watches and warnings at this point ahead of what's to come here. So a system rolling in. What's going to happen is we're going to have a cold front swipe through, and it's going to be a pretty strong cold front, especially given the warmth that we have. The snowfall warnings are up in place for northern Alberta, central Alberta, Edmonton, and off to the west. Actually a snow squall watch, which is a little unusual, but we're looking at these bands of snow because the wind will be so strong that it will be driving in clear weather, and then all of a sudden you drive into a wall of snow. That's the possibility here for central Alberta, and we're going to have those wind gusts as well, very strong, up to 100 kilometers per hour. So basically High River, Pincher Creek, Crosnes Pass, over through Lethbridge and Tabor. These areas are under a wind warning for tomorrow. Just to give you an indication of tomorrow and what you can expect, as we head through tomorrow, in the morning hours, it will still be gusty in the morning, 60 kilometer per hour gust possible in Pincher Creek, 30 to 50 in Lethbridge, 30 to 50 in Calgary. But advancing this, you can see they really do start to pick up. And this is actually a very conservative map here. 84 up to 100 kilometers per hour for tomorrow in this region here. Lethbridge could even get those gusts as well. In Calgary, we're looking at 50 kilometer per hour gusts up to 70, certainly likely. So here's what's happening. Ridge of pressure, high pressure is really starting to slump to the south. That's opening things up for that colder air to move in. We're looking at a big cold front, a strong one that will be moving through that will usher in this colder air, and as it does it, ahead of that, we're looking at it sparking up some snowfall. Not a whole lot of snow expected. And then you can see, even as we head through the weekend, we're going to get these strong winds out of the north, and that's going to drive that colder air in for the entire weekend. And that's why for the weekend, we're looking at daytime highs in the minus teens. So quite a switch in the temperature tap here. All right, looking at the future cast, tomorrow morning, we should see some sunny periods, and then there you go. There's that cold front. Again, it won't spark up a ton of snow here in southern Alberta. A couple centimeters possible in many communities, Calgary and south from this. And then on and off snowflakes are possible in through early Friday morning. And we may see a couple snowflakes on Saturday as well. Looking at that 5-day forecast showing you the big temperature change here. 7 degrees is our high for tomorrow, but after 1 p.m., you have to have some warmer layers to be able to put on because temperatures will start to drop fast. -6 is a high for Friday and minus teens for the weekend.
Looks absolutely beautiful. You know, when you talk about strong winds coming in from the north, I think that says that's the whole story right there.
Says enough, yeah. Basically tomorrow what we have to be dressed for is 2 different types of weather days.
Yeah.
You know, this nice stuff for the morning, and then the winds really do pick up, and things will drop fast as the cold front swipes through after 1 p.m. So be prepared for that for tomorrow. Today's high was 9, but that was really early in the morning when many people were sleeping. We are currently sitting at 2 degrees, normal is -3. Looking at that 3-day forecast, 7 degrees is a high, but again, after 1 p.m., temperatures will start to drop off pretty quick. That will likely be combined with a few flurries, and the winds will pick up 50 to 70 kilometers per hour. A few flurries possible on Friday. By the weekend, a high of -14 on Saturday.
Well, it was a beautiful afternoon. Let's check in with Danielle. These warm days, of course, can't last forever. We are still in January.
Yes, mid-January, Tara, and yeah, we're going to have a completely different weather pattern that will kick in tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow, it's almost like we have to be prepared for 2 very different days. We'll hold on to this mild weather up until about 1 in the afternoon, and then things will start to switch. Okay, 2 degrees right now. We did get to a high of 9 today, but that was really early in the morning while most people were sleeping. Throughout the day tomorrow, what we're looking at is a high of 7 by about noon or 1, but then after that, when the cold front swipes through around 1 o'clock, temperatures will start to drop off fast. The gusts will pick up to about 70 kilometers per hour, and this will bring in some flurries as well. So quite a few things going on for tomorrow. We'll talk more about this and the massive cool down for the weekend. That's just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's bring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast, and we're inching closer to that big change.
Yeah, we all know it's coming. We all know what we're in for. We're in for winter. That's what it's called. It's mid-January. It's going to happen at some point, and really what we're looking at tomorrow is 2 different days in 1 day. So it's going to start off mild. We may even get some sunshine out there, and then things will switch in the afternoon hours. So at this point, we are sitting at 2 degrees. We did get up to 9 early this morning, and it's been pretty mild for much of the day. We did get a good chunk of sunshine as well. So beautiful day today. 1 right now in Lethbridge, -3 in Medicine Hat. Here's a look at the watches and warnings. So a lot going on the map, and this is because of the system that will be mainly the core of it moving through up to the north here. So heavy snow up to 30 centimeters for northern Alberta. In the yellow here, a little unusual, snow squall watch in place for Edmonton and off to the west. And that's because we'll have these bands of snow because of the strong winds, and that will create potentially some snow squall conditions, which is terrible for driving. Now to the south for us, we're looking at maybe picking up a dusting, 1 to 2 centimeters for most communities, if that. The winds though will be something, and we are looking at 100 kilometer per hour gusts possible. High River down through Pincher Creek over to the Lethbridge area. This is a look at maximum wind gusts today. So maximum wind gusts today, 61 was the maximum gusts in Pincher Creek, 35 for Calgary. So fairly tame. We're looking at kicking up tomorrow afternoon, potentially up to 70 kilometers per hour for Calgary, Lethbridge, and Medicine Hat. And again, Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, there is that possibility of 100 kilometer per hour gusts. It's all because this weather pattern that we're in right now with this ridge of high pressure, that's going to slump to the south, but there's very, very cold weather just up to the north. And really, we're going to have this start to filter in. So we're going to have that ushered in by a cold front that will likely spark up those flurries for us just after 1 p.m. And then we're going to have this drive in from the north that will continue to basically push in that colder air mass. So temperatures by the weekend, we're looking at highs in the -teens. So quite a difference from the last few days here. All right, for tomorrow morning, we'll likely get a little bit of sunshine. It'll still be windy, but not as windy as it will get in the afternoon. That's when it will really pick up. And there you go, around 1 o'clock, that's when that cold front should start to swipe through, bringing in some flurries with it. Again, we're not looking at huge amounts here, but we are looking at on and off flurries even continuing into Friday, and we're looking at strong gusts for the next couple days. So a high of 7 tomorrow, that will be around noon, 1 o'clock, and then things will quickly drop. Temperatures will quickly plummet later in the afternoon tomorrow. Friday, a high of -6 with a few flurries possible, and by the weekend, highs in the -teens. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle.
Right, here's your Skywatch weather camera. The sun has set on another very warm day for January, but it's about time that we get some winter weather, and that's on the way later in the day tomorrow. So by tomorrow afternoon, you're certainly going to notice a shift in the weather pattern. Today, though, was another warm one. Now, this is a bit misleading because this is showing you daytime highs. Calgary, yes, we did get up to 9 degrees today, but that was really early in the morning while most people were sleeping. Later in the morning, we were around 7, and then we started kind of dropping in the afternoon hours. But overall, a nice mild day once again for us. You can see all the warmth, BC in through Alberta, somewhat in Saskatchewan. But that's been an improvement, especially compared to the last couple days there, where Saskatchewan and Manitoba were very cold. And this is all about to change as we get colder air from the north. And this system that's going to be rolling in is going to be quite a doozy and spark up a lot of things. So northern Alberta under a snowfall warning, Edmonton and to the west, snow squall watch. Terrible driving conditions. If you've ever driven through a snow squall, it's absolutely horrendous. So that's what's possible in these areas. For us in the south, we're looking at very minimal snow, maybe a light dusting, 1 to 2 centimeters possible. But we are looking at temperatures dropping. So the cold front arrival time for Calgary is about 1 in the afternoon, and after that the temperatures will plummet throughout the afternoon. All right, 3 degrees for Kelowna for tomorrow with snow, Edmonton 4 and snow, and we're looking at afternoon flurries possible. Olds down through Calgary and much of southern Alberta. We'll see a couple snowflakes here. The big story is the wind gusts. Crow's Nest Pass, Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, 100-kilometer-per-hour gusts possible tomorrow for us in Calgary, up to 70 in the afternoon. Kilometer-per-hour gusts. Now a high of 7. That will be at around noon or 1, and then temperatures will drop off in the afternoon. Friday, a high of -6, and by the weekend, the minus teens, Tara.
Awesome. Thank you, Glenn. Let's get our final peek at the weather. We have nice weather for, you know, a whole 18 hours.
18 hours, yes, exactly. And then, I mean, mid-January, we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Here we are. We need more moisture. That's one key thing, and we're not going to get a lot of that, but we'll certainly get gusty winds, and we'll get plummeting temperatures. So 7 as a high for tomorrow. That's around noon or 1. Then the cold front will swipe through, spark up some flurries, and then it will drag our temperatures down fast later in the afternoon tomorrow. By Friday, -6. By the weekend with this, oof, minus teens for daytime highs. So, you know, that warm coat that you had that you haven't used for a few days, you're going to need it again. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. So with this weather picture, Carolyn sent it in and I believe took it. And Carolyn's the daughter. Marilyn and Dave Niblett, though, have been watching CTV News since CTV News began.
What?
Yes. And so a special shout out to Marilyn and Dave and Carolyn.
That's wonderful. Well, thanks for watching. That's great. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a super evening. We'll see you tomorrow.